Hey everybody, Boris, let's begin Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for December 10th to December 14th, 2018. And the story in the crosses this week is very interesting because it's really the story of Aussie weakness, in my opinion, and Caddy strength as we finish up the week. It's and a little bit of Euro strength as well. But it's basically the story of the fact that Australian data has really fallen off a cliff and sets us up for possibly a much more dovish monetary policy going forward. Whereas Canadian data actually contravened a lot of the monetary dovishness of the BOC and showed a strong rebound, which therefore provides, I think, a kind of a natural tension for the Aussie CAD. Let me show you what I have in mind as far as the ideas for this week. So first and foremost, Aussie CAD looks very, very good as a short technically. Now, it's had a massive move today. Typically, the problem with a lot of these cross trades is that the momentum candle very often can retrace a third, perhaps even two-thirds of its move. So again, I'll show you the chart. It's one of those things you want to tread cautiously where you want to scale up into a position. But overall, I love this 97.50 resistance. I would find it very, very difficult to see how the Aussie CAD trade completely reverses this move unless we have some incredibly positive Chinese news, which doesn't seem to be the case in the near term. All of this kind of suggests that we have a reasonable chance here, momentum-wise, to make 90, 95, 94 perhaps on a downward basis. Euro Aussie is the strongest of all the trades I looked at on the cross side because it's broken out last week. It took out the big resistance level, and now it's just screaming for that 160, 100. Now, there is a massive risk if ECB comes in dovish on Thursday, but between now and then, there's quite a lot of time. And right now, a euro is really trading bid. So I think 50, 60 points more in the euro really takes us very close to those 160 levels as it's going to outperform Aussie front of the week. I love this trade front of the week as my strongest momentum trade. And then, of course, there's just the punt. There's the punt of euro pound. That punt is very much contingent on the vote that goes Tuesday. I think the natural knee-jerk reaction, if it misses, which is what everybody is anticipating that it's going to fail, is we do touch the 90 resist point, but I think that resist point is quite significant. You really have to believe into a hard Brexit for 90 to be taken out on a breakout basis. So I kind of like that idea, fadeable to 90. Again, on this hope and a prayer that some kind of a compromise is going to be worked out in UK. If they go beyond 90, I think all hell breaks loose, and basically the market is pricing in a hard Brexit move. But up to that point, it looks like to me more of a short than a long. Let's take a look at the charts here, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's the euro pound, and you see, we probing, but this is a 1, 2, 3 triple high. With just, this is a little bit lower, but it's a triple high area. And if you believe that the Brexit story is not going to be fatal, that there's going to be some kind of a compromise, it's just ripe for a big reversal. I mean, it looks super bullish. Right? It looks really, really bullish. It actually looks like an inverted head and shoulders, looks like it's ready to break out. But remember, that's exactly the kind of a formation that suckers a lot of people into a fake. My argument is that if we do have any kind of positive news on UK, that's going to be a fake out, not a breakout, and a tremendous opportunity because everybody's going to be suckered into buying this thing long for a reversal trade. On the other hand, if this thing moves past 90, much past 90, let's say 90.25, 90.50, all bets are off the table. So there's a reasonable amount of risk here, not small but reasonable, to fade this move on the assumption that the conventional wisdom here is going to be wrong. But technically, no doubt, this looks very, very strong technically. You got to respect that, but I'm going to fade it based upon just, I guess, the hope that we're going to come out of this okay. We'll see. Aussie CAD, on the other hand, beautiful turn, right? We're still negative on the moving averages. Huge turn, positive CAD move. Took out the lows of the 4 or 5 weeks, ending on the lows of the day, ending on the lows of the week. Let's just take a look at the weekly candles. Right here, the only mild irritant for the bears is that we couldn't take out the lows of the week prior, which are 95.46. So we're like right there. I think from here to there, it's relatively easy for us to try to reach this 95.46. That's going to be the big resist point here. But if we can break through, it really opens up the move towards 95s to the downside. In many ways, This is probably going to be a Aussie weakness story rather than a caddy strength story. And if we have a further continuation of Aussie dipping into the 71.50s, I think we have a reasonable chance here, certainly towards 95s. I like this as just a pure momentum trade to the downside. Let's go back to the dailies. And the strongest trade that I really, really love, let me just pull this up for you. Look at his power move. Not only is this a strong, strong V-shaped move, but it's a move through the prior resistance of 58, and it just screams 60 as a move. Again, this is a story of Aussie weakness and the view that Euro now is finally ready to tackle the 14 figure, which means that we can start moving through an upward and test maybe 1450, 1470. That really takes us straight up towards the 160 before even the ECB meeting. I love participating along Euro through Euro Aussie because it's just going to magnify the move, I think, if the Euro does intensify in its trade up. That's the best cross ideas I have for you guys this week. I wish you guys the best luck, the best trading. Boris Landsberg, over and out.